Suddenly he heard a strange noise echoing through the trees, causing Obinna'S to freeze in his tracks. He quickly scanned the shadows and grabbed his weapon, ready to defend himself against whatever creature lurked in the darkness. Once upon a time, in the village of Umuokoro, there lived a skilled and fearless hunter named Obinna'. Obi was known far and wide for his bravery and skill with his bows and arrows, his keen sense of tracking, and his unmatched bravery in the face of danger. Obinna'S had ventured into the forest countless times, hunting game to provide for his family and village. Every day he would venture into the big forest, filled with tall trees and chirping birds, seeking out wild animals to hunt for food. One morning, as the sun began to rise behind the trees, Obinna'S set out on yet another hunting expedition, with his bow hanging over his shoulder and a bag full of arrows at his side. He ventured deeper into the forest than ever before. He looked for wild animals that roamed the depths of the forest, determined to return home with a beautiful harvest. As Obi roamed deeper into the forest, he stumbled upon a hidden path that he had never seen before. The path was surrounded by thick bushes and tall trees, and it seemed to be a mysterious and magical place. Curiosity set in, and Obi decided to explore further. As he stepped into the path, Obi felt a strange chill run down his spine. The air was filled with a weird energy, and he could hear faint whispers echoing through the trees. But Obi was not one to back down from a challenge. With determination in his heart, he pressed on, eager to uncover the secrets of the strange pathway. As Obinna'S trekked through, he noticed a strange stillness in the air. The usual chorus of chirping birds and rustling leaves had fallen silent, replaced by an eerie quiet that sent shivers down his spine. Undeterred, he pressed on, his senses alert for any sign of danger. Suddenly, a low, deep growl echoed through the trees, causing Obinna'S to freeze in his tracks. He scanned the shadows, his hand tightening around the grip of his bow, ready to defend himself against whatever creature lurked in the darkness. But to his surprise, no beast emerged from the depths of the forest. As he cautiously resumed his journey, Obinna'S couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of the wind seemed to taunt him, sending a chill down his spine. Yet, he pushed forward with so much determination. Hours had passed and the sun disappeared below the horizon, casting the forest into darkness. Obinna'S knew he needed to find shelter for the night, lest he become easy prey for the creatures of the night. Just as he began to search for a suitable spot to make camp, a faint light flickered in the distance. Curiosity set in again. Obinna'S followed the mysterious glow, making his way through the tangled undergrowth until he stumbled upon a path filled with magical light. In the center of the pathway stood a tall baobab tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens like fingers. But it was what lay underneath the tree that truly captured Obinna'S attention. A circle of flickering torches revealed a group of figures clothed in flowing robes, their faces covered by shadows. As Obinna'S approached, he heard the soft murmurs of their voices carried on in the whispering wind. Drawing closer, Obinna'S realized soon enough that the figures were not human at all, but rather spirits of the forest, ancient guardians of the woodland realm. Fear gripped him, but he forced himself to stand tall, refusing to show any sign of weakness, even in the face of the unknown. The spirits sensed his presence and turned to face him, their eyes glowing with magical light. Obinna'S felt a shiver run down his spine as he met their gaze, but he held his ground, his heart pounding in his chest. One of the spirits, taller and more imposing than the rest, stepped forward, its voice like the rustling leaves of the forest.
"Who dares intrude upon our sacred garden?"
it asked, its words echoing through the clearing. Obinna swallowed hard, holding himself against the rising tide of fear.
"I am Obinna, a hunter of these lands,"
he replied, his voice steady despite the fear within.
"I mean no harm. I only seek shelter for the night."
The spirits looked at him with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion, their glowing eyes piercing through the darkness. After a moment of tense silence, the tallest spirit spoke again, its voice softer this time.
"You are brave, hunter, to venture into our domain unbothered. But know this, the forest is not always a place of safety. There are dangers here that even the bravest among you cannot hope to face alone."
Obinna nodded his gaze.
"I am aware of the dangers,
spirit," he answered,
"but I have faced many challenges in my time, and I am not afraid to face whatever trials lie ahead."
The spirits exchanged glances, their silent communication passing between them like a gust of wind through the trees. Finally, the tallest spirit nodded, its eyes with newfound respect.
"Very well, hunter,"
it said.
"If you are truly brave as you claim, then we shall put your courage to test."
With a wave of its hand, the spirit conjured a series of illusions, each more terrifying than the last. Obinna watched in awe as the forest around him twisted and turned, morphing into a nightmare filled with landscape of swirling shadows and scary spirits. But Obinna did not falter. With every ounce of strength and determination, he faced each illusion head-on, his skill and bravery shining like a beacon in the darkness. And as the final illusion faded away, leaving nothing but the stillness in the forest in its wake, the spirits bowed their head.
"You have proven yourself worthy, hunter,"
the tallest spirit proclaimed.
"You possess a bravery that few mortals can claim. Go forth now, and may the spirits of the forest watch over you on your journey."
With a sense of pride swelling in his chest, Obinna bowed low before the spirits, his heart lightened by their words of praise. But he knew that his greatest adventure was yet to come, for the forest held many secrets and he was determined to uncover them all. And so, with his bow and arrow in his hands and courage in his heart, Obinna ventured once more into the depths of the forest, ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. For he was a hunter, a warrior, and a guardian of the wild, destined for greatness beyond imagination. Obinna was not afraid of anything in the forest, not even the scary parts. He finally found a safe spot and decided to sleep a bit and continue the next morning. The next day, while Obi was hunting, he found another strange place hidden deep in the forest. It was a secret pathway that nobody knew about. The trees were tall and the air felt weird there. Obi felt curious again and decided to explore the place, even though it seemed scary. Obinna wasn't scared. Suddenly, out of the shadows, a dark figure appeared before Obi. It was a spirit with glowing eyes and a voice that boomed like thunder. The spirit spoke in a deep rumbling voice, warning Obinna that he could not pass through the clearing without first facing a series of trials. But Obi was not afraid. He stood tall and proud, declaring his bravery to the spirits.
"I am Obi, the brave hunter,"
he proclaimed.
"I fear no trials, for I am ready to face whatever trials lie ahead."
Impressed by Obi's courage, the spirit nodded and granted him passage into the clearing. And so, Obinna embarked on the journey through the mystical realm of the spirits, facing one challenge after the other that tested his bravery and skills. First, he encountered a group of ghostly wolves. These wolves were see-through, like they were made of fog. But Obinna wasn't scared. He stood tall as usual and aimed his bow, shooting arrows with precision until the wolves disappeared into the thin air. Next, Obinna stumbled upon a tricky maze of thorns and vines. The thorns were sharp and the vines twisted and turned in every direction. But Obinna was clever. He carefully followed the path, using his sharp eyes to spot the way out. With patience and determination too, he made it through the maze unharmed. As he went deeper into the clearing, Obinna met an ancient spirit guarding a bridge. The spirit had a kind face but a very tricky mind. The spirit asked him a riddle, a tricky question that required quick thinking. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Obi scratched his ears, thinking hard. Then suddenly an idea came into his mind. You are the wind, he exclaimed with a grin. The spirit nodded, impressed by Obi's cleverness. You are correct, brave hunter. The wind speaks through whispers and rustles the leaves, and it hears the world around it without ears. You may pass. With a triumphant smile, Obi crossed the bridge, knowing that his quick thinking had brought him one step closer to victory. But Obi was smart. He thought hard and figured out the answer, earning the spirit's respect and passage to the next challenge. Then Obinna found himself in a wrestling match with a mighty beast. The beast was strong and fierce, but Obinna used his strength and agility to outmaneuver the creature, eventually pinning it down and emerging victorious. Finally, Obinna came face to face with the spirit that rolled over the path. The spirit was powerful, with eyes that glowed like fiery embers. It challenged Obinna to a fierce battle, testing his courage and resolve. But Obinna didn't back down. With his bow in his hand as usual, he fought with all his might until the spirit was defeated and peace was restored to the clearing. As he made his way back through the forest, the sun shining brightly overhead, Obi felt a sense of pride swell within him. He had proven himself to be a true hero. And though many more adventures awaited him in the future, he knew that he would always be remembered. Through it all, Obi had remained steadfast and resolute, drawing strength from his courage and determination. And in the end, it was these qualities that allowed him to emerge victorious from the clearing, having conquered every trial that had been set before him. That brings us to the end of this African folktale. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.